Hi, I'm Azizah Anggun Octaviani, and now I'm going to tell you about my story in the past. So, a long time ago, I'm not an ordinary human being. I was an Apsara. Do you know what Apsara is? I think I couldn't describe about it, but it looks like this. I used to live in the clouds, exactly in the heaven. And I lived there with a lot of my friends whom I already called them my sister. One day, one of my sisters really wanted to go to the land where we can see the beautiful pond, and it is located in the Dadapan village. I was excited to go there too, so that my friends and I were having a little preparation by choosing the different color of shawl that we had to wear to go down to the land. And I chose the pink one. Here is my shawl. Another friend of us who didn't join to go down to the land reminded us to go back to the house before the sunset, and we all agreed with that. And then we flew down to the land by wearing the shawl. And after we arrived there, we took a bath and had a little chit chat, jokes, and also discussion about our desires, like getting married, have a child, and etc. We were enjoying that moment a lot until one of my sisters said that the sun will set soon, so that we had to dress up and prepare to go back to the house. But then, at that moment, I was so scared and surprised at the same time because I couldn't find my shawl. I cried, but my friends couldn't help anything because they had to go back to the house as soon as possible. I was so confused, but then suddenly there was a man came to me. He calmed me down, asked me not to cry again because he would help me to find my shawl. But unfortunately, after 3 hours we were looking for my shawl, we found nothing. And then he offered me a place to live temporarily, and after I found my shawl, I can go back again to my house. And I accepted his offer. Long story short, I have lived in his house for about a year, and I fell in love with him. Then we were getting married. We have a child, and I gave her name Nawangsari. We live happily as a family. I was a good wife for him. I did a lot of house chores, and honestly, as an Apsara, I had a power. I could cook rice for only using 1 grain of rice, but no one allowed to see inside the cover rice before it is well cooked. But one day, when I was going to the river to wash some clothes, I told my husband, Jaka, not to open the cover rice before I went home, but he disobeyed my order. I was so disappointed at him. Because of him, I lost my power, so that I have to cook rice like the ordinary human. One day, as the rest of the rice grew thinner, I had to pick up the remains of rice inside the rice barn, and when I was walking into the rice barn, I found something under the rice barn. Yeah, that was my shawl. I found my shawl under the rice barn, and then I asked my husband about that, and it was true. He said it was true that he stole my shawl in that pond a year ago. I was so mad at him. I couldn't forgive him for the mistakes he did. Because I already found my shawl, I had to go back to my house. But I still had a child, so that I asked him to build a little lake behind his home and put Nawangsari there every night so I could visit her. And I did. I visited her every night until she was turning 7 years old. And then I brought her into my house in the clothes. But then I felt really sorry for what I did to him, so that I decided to go back to the land with my child and live again with my husband, Chaka, until now, so that I live in the land like the ordinary human. And I think it's all about my story about how can I be the ordinary human. Thank you for listening and goodbye.